Hey, Scottish Mudlarking here with Nicole and Craig. We've come along to Mermaid's Cove in the middle of Storm Bert. Now the first wave has already been and the second is yet to come. We're wondering what the first wave of Storm Bert has turned up for us.
So the tide, we are told, is on its way out, and we just arrived here, and Nicole just looked to the ground and said, "Oh, I've found something really nice."
Yeah,
what could
there's
it be?
something. I thought it might have been a shell, but it's got a perfect mermaid's tear shape.
I'll tell you something now though, just as we're going. The cold wind is blowing in my eyes and making it really quite difficult to see. I'm streaming tears. Can you see what Nicole's seen though? I'll let you carry on. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and I think it may be a piece of opalescent sea glass, and it looks really nice. Now let's take it out, take a closer look at it. Now you can really see that there's a part of this opalescent glass that is opaque and the other part is opalescent, and you can see through it. Now I think that's going to make an amazing pendant. What do you think?
It's a lovely bit of glass and it's a very promising first find. So let's pocket that and see what else we can see.
At the moment the sun is out and we're making the most of it, and there's some really amazing colours here. As always, Mermaid's Tears Cove gives us some really nice sea glass, and it's usually very nicely shaped and also frosted. Absolutely perfect for me because I can make some lovely pieces of jewellery with some of these pieces, and there's lots of colours. Look, so there's some green, there's seafoam, white. We found some really lovely lavender here before. I'm always very excited when we do find lavender. I'm kind of secretly holding out for a little kind of purple shade here, and if you keep your fingers crossed, who knows. Let's see. So look, that's really good. Just after a minute or so, we found almost a handful of really nicely frosted pieces. That's a very promising start after that amazing piece of what you may call it, opalescent glass. Yeah, we so rarely find it that it actually slipped my mind. Now there are a few pieces here. They're a little bit bigger. Not sure. Gonna need to. Oh look. Oh, I hope you can see that. Now it's right there. There's a wee stone there, a bit of shell, and right above that you can maybe see that there's a lavender tinge on that piece of glass. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit more. See, it's right there, and it's next to a white piece, so you can really see the two different colours. And if you don't know, the reason why that glass turns lavender is because there's manganese that was added to glass to make it white, and the manganese reacts with the sun, the little sun that we have here in Scotland, over about 100 years, and it gives it this lovely very light tinge of lavender. And they stopped adding manganese after the 1930s, so this piece is almost 100 years old. And actually, I'm just reminded, I've just come across a picture of this little bay here that we're in today, from Victorian times, and it used to be really popular, and people used to sit here, and there was a wee booth, and you know, people just making a picnic, and that's probably why we find all these lovely pieces of glass here that are about 100 years old or older, because this used to be a really popular spot to sit at. Nowadays it's still a popular spot, but I think mostly people walk around here with their dogs, because it's a really nice walk as well. But look, isn't this amazing? I think I've shared the other day, I've shared that we made a lamp that we made a couple of years ago, and we did a step-by-step guide there, and we out of an old bottle, and Craig did the wiring there, and it's filled with sea glass, and And somebody said, oh, I've been searching for sea glass for such a long time, but I've only found like 3 or 4 pieces. And my response to that was, come to Scotland, fill your boots, come here. There's loads of sea glass here, look. And I don't think we need to leave any of this, because it looks all very, very nice and smooth.
It's a really beautiful day. It's a wee bit windy. Sadly, the sun has just gone down past Victoria and Albert there. I'm always saying I can never remember which is which. One of them's Victoria, the other one's Albert. And as we say every time we come down here, those houses were originally built for people who worked on the railways. Nowadays, of course, they are amazing. I mean, just check out this. That would be your view. But today, we're really heading into winter now. And as Nicole mentioned, we just had Storm Bert. We didn't have the worst of it, thankfully, but we did get battered a bit. You can see that by looking at the beach here. Now normally there's a lot more stones. It is quite sandy in this this area, but what we don't have is, maybe you can see that that lip just here. Now the sand's noticeably higher there, so it's been really, really rough around here. And what we're going to do is see, as Nicole says, can we find any wee treats? Now, Mermaid's Tears Cove is usually the kind of place where we find beautiful wee pieces like this. It's a really lovely wee piece of green. Don't normally find things like this. That looks to me like it's either a bit of maybe a wee inkwell, or maybe even a ginger beer bottle. But today I've just spotted, just off to the side here, 3 really lovely, well frosted pieces of sea glass that look pendant perfect, you could say. That's maybe a wee bit chunky, but look at how thick that glass is. No idea what that would have come from. It might have been an old window, but it's really thick. This is also pretty thick. Now they're flat, so I guess they probably were part of a window. But they're really beautiful pieces of sea glass. And then there's this, the much maligned brown sea glass. Now, say what you like about it, it's been part of a bottom. Say what you like about it, that is a beautiful piece of glass. It's a really lovely drop. And it has that interesting feature because it was a bottom. Now, let's take these for a start and have a wee look around.
That lovely piece there, it's a nice piece of seafoam. Oh look, it's got a bit of a funky shape here. Could be drilled at the top, could be drilled on the bottom as well, but then, you know, if you compare these, you can see that there's a thin bit and a wide bit there, so you're going to drill through that bit a lot faster into the other bit. So I'd probably do that. I've also spotted a quite big piece here. This looks like it might have been like an older bottle. See, it's not as thick as a cod bottle. The cod bottle would be maybe 3 times that thickness, but it's still an old piece, because nowadays seafoam bottles are just no longer made. And there's a couple of nice pieces here. Really lovely. Look. Oh, I could be here all day. And as you heard in the intro, the tides are still going out. We are still going to only have like 1 hour of daylight left, so very short days at the moment. I'm sure that's the same pretty much everywhere else around the world. The sun, you can't really see the sun until about 9 in the morning, and then by about 3, well, that's the sun going down, and days are still getting shorter. Right, oh look, kind of seeing, every time I see all these pieces, I'm kind of seeing, could that be a necklace? You know, when you see the colours together, that would be nice. Maybe a couple of double pendants, or maybe it's just a pair of earrings. So I know that we're running low on earrings in our Etsy shop, so I could maybe make a pair of earrings. Now, there's a tiny piece of blue here. Sometimes That's really, really tiny. Look, it's very, very tiny. I'll take it anyway.
I'm going to have a wee look up in this little cove because I've been lucky here before and I've found a few things. Not sure how it's going to be today, but my guess is that the rough seas have battered up in here and they've maybe helped filter some of the goodies. Maybe not, we shall see. We take what we get. Anyway, just now I can see a lovely wee piece of sea glass up there. Not really a classic Mermaid's tier, as I say. I mean, these are bigger pieces that we're finding today. This, if only that little periwinkle pink piece was glass, but I know already it's not. It's shell. Oh, we can't even see the pink anymore. There we go. I think I made a mess of that one, to be honest. We shall take this piece. Now, today's very much an impromptu search around. We had a break in the weather. On Friday the weather was abysmal, it was atrocious. The snow was pelting down and the winds were roaring. So we kind of hunkered down and hid. And today we managed to find just a really nice little lull in the storm. The sun came out for a wee bit, but we're due a lot worse. So what we thought we would do was, whilst the weather was like this, we thought we would come out, see what the storm had churned up, and then maybe come out again a little later on next week. So tomorrow is said to be the worst of it. We're going to have some gale force winds and it's going to be pretty bad. So hopefully that is also going to churn up some beauties to be found. Now, I've just piled this up and I'm not sure if you can see, there's a distinct difference between some of the pieces of glass here. Some of them are like white, like this piece here. Some of them are a little bit sea foamy, like that piece. There's a slight kind of green tint to that piece. Now these pieces, I hope you can see, they're very, very, very gently lavendered. Now we can use that to date it because we know when chemicals were first used to clean the glass so that it came out like this. I'll maybe pop a date in here. Now, what else can we find? A nice wee handful of glass there actually. All kind of clear. Managed to pick up a wee bit of shell as well. All clear glass, but some of it lavender, and I think you can see it better there in that light actually. Lovely.
See, it's a couple of really nice pieces. I'm just going to keep collecting these lovely pieces of smooth sea glass. Let's see, there's maybe a bit of pirate glass there. That looks a little bit like it might be glass. Just, oh, is it sick? Right, it has a blue tinge to it. Now that can mean one or two things. It's either really lovely blue and I just can't see the colour, or it's sick and it's a brown piece. Now I'm going to hold it against the light and see. It's blue! Oh, that's so amazing! Ah, there's so little light here. I hope you can see it. Oh, that's really amazing. So that's a really lovely find then. It's very, very dark, very thick. Oh, that's definitely going to become a pendant. That's really nice. I think that's probably the biggest piece of blue we've ever found in Mermaid's Cove. Now, I'm going to see what Craig's been up to.
myself back down towards the water and see if I have any more luck there. I'm quite surprised actually today. I'd expected that we'd maybe have quite a lot more churned up and we'd maybe see a lot of debris here on the beach, but we're not seeing any debris. And a lot more sand has been pushed up onto this stretch. And I think that's actually covered an awful lot of the stuff that was here. You can see Nicole there making a wee short, so I'm going to steer away and leave her in peace to do that, and have a little hunt down here right at the water's edge. It gives us a second as well just to enjoy that amazing sound of the water coming in. It's actually not coming in, it's going out. Just sit here for a second. So, as lovely as it is, we're here looking for treasures. Can we find any? Ooh, I'm glad I turned when I did. So we burst the wind there. Normally I'd expect to find little things trapped between the stones here. I've seen some shells, just like wee cockle shells like that one. I've not seen an awful lot of glass. Lots of tiny pieces of glass rather, like this tiny wee bit of green. Another bit of green over there, I just turned away and lost it for a second. Another wee bit over there. I don't know, maybe we should collect some mermaid's tears as well. Seem to have a thing for the clear glass today. That I think is just a classic mermaid's tear. And you can see how light it is as well, the wind's shuggling it about there. But we'll have that one. Ooh, oh that is really nice. It's lavendering. It's just a really nice shade. There's another one just over here. I'm gonna grab that. There's actually a couple of really nice wee nuggets of sea glass here. I'll pop them down. Right alongside this piece. That's one of the nicer bits as well. Look at that. That's a wee bit of sea foam. Another wee bit there. It's a bit of shell. We'll leave that. Don't want to take the shell off the beach. Did that? What is that? Can you see that? I think that's possibly, or most likely, part of a bottleneck, and what you're seeing there is the lip of the bottleneck. I hope you can see that. Lovely. Shall take these wee gems. See some really lovely stones here as well. But we're going to leave those, but I will take that. Nice wee bit.
Now I said that I'm kind of hoping to find a couple of small pieces that I can make a few pairs of earrings for our Etsy shop. And you probably know that we still have a 30% sale on our Etsy shop on everything there. That includes the beach plastic art I made last week, and I'm very happy that the Mermaid is already off to new shores to Canada, so thanks ever so much. And here, what do you think? What can you see here? Can you see a pendant, or maybe a pair of earrings? Maybe something with brown and green, because that's kind of very autumnal. Technically we're almost in the kind of Christmas season, so that would be kind of green and red, but red is just such a rare colour to find at the beach. And if you do find it, it's usually smaller than this tiny wee mermaid's tear. Well, we'll see. That kind of could be an earring. It looks nicely frosted just now. and it might change once we get it home and it's dry. Then you might see that there's a shiny edge, but in general it looks quite nicely frosted. So I think there's definitely a couple of potential candidates here for some lovely jewellery. And I've also found a few pieces of lavender. So who knows, what could the lavender become? Oh, this one's really nice. Very nice, nicely rounded brown piece. Now that I've said we don't find very much brown, you can see there's a lot of brown in my hands here.
So I was walking along the beach here and just having a wee look, and I saw something that I haven't seen before, and I'm going to see if I can find it again. I left it where it was because it was a beastie. It was a wee sea creature type beastie, and I wasn't sure if it was alive or dead, or maybe just having a wee sleep. I don't know, but we shall go and see if we can see it. Now, is that? I think that's too shiny, so I'm going to leave that. Now, let's see if we can find the beastie of the beach. I'm going to make my way across to see Nicole and ask if Nicole has seen the beastie of the beach. Have you seen a wee weird beastie on the beach here?
No, just you.
Just me? I'm not a wee beastie, I'm a big beastie.
Yeah,
You're
a 6 foot tall beastie.
Yeah, quite the big beastie. I'm going to give you a handful of sea glass, and what we can do a little bit later on, we don't necessarily have to say very much about this just now, if anything at all. In fact, no, that's a bit of shell, so we'll discard that. But I'll just take a wee look at this now, because it's quite a nice wee handful of sea glass.
Yeah.
We'll take a full look at all the sea glass we found when we wind up. But for the moment, I'm in search of the beastie of the beach. Now this could be a huge upsale, because if I don't find it again, this segment's getting edited out entirely. But let's go see.
Okay, what kind of beastie is it?
It was kind of looked like a centipede, except it was aquatic. Well, I have searched high, I have searched low, and I have, after no small amount of time, I have refound the beastie of the beach. Now I think what we'll do is we'll get Nicole to lie down beside that for scale.
No!
Maybe no, that's a wee finger for scale there. Yeah, look at that, I don't know what it is. If anybody does know what it is, it's got to be some kind of aquatic, wormy type thing. I don't know, this one, sadly, it looks like it has, in the words of I think John Cleese, it's pining for the fjords. Oh. It's a deceased worm, but
what
it
do you
looks of
think?
things.
I was just going to say maybe we can put it back into the water, but
I don't know, is that an eye?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to maybe get something to put it back into the water.
Do you think? Okay, Nicole's going to see if that's rescuable. Meanwhile, I'm going to pop away with this wee bit of sea glass. But there you go, last look. It's the beastie of Burnt Island Beach, aka Mermaids Tears Cove. I'll tell you what though, it's actually got a couple of nice wee bits of sea glass around it. I'll take this wee green bit, then another wee green bit. Nicole's picking it up with a shell. Oh, I wouldn't do that.
I'm just...
Have you not got a wee bit of paper or something to scoop it up? Right, we'll turn away because this could be traumatic for some people. Then a wee bit of sea glass, then a wee bit of brown sea glass. Still like a wishing stone, but it should go back into the water. So, there's Nicole's just sent that away. Hopefully, what do you think? Do you think once it's back in its natural environment, it's just... Oh, you saw it swimming away?
Yeah, sure.
It lives on a farm now, folks. It's happy and it's everything's good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Now, turning our eyes back to the sea glass. I think what we should do is we should maybe... Oh, that's quite an interesting wee crack in that bit, isn't it?
Ah, yeah, okay. What is it? It doesn't look like it's a bottleneck or anything.
I'm going to say it's glass. Do you know what it looks like? It's like a grumpy face. Look, see, there's a wee eye there. Can you see the wee eye? And the wee...
Yeah,
grumpy.
it's like a whale.
Grumpy bit of glass. There we go. Well, let's take grumpy glass. There's a nice wee bit of sea foam down there as well. I tell you, now that I'm looking, well, I was looking earlier as well, but I'm seeing some really nice wee bits of glass, like these wee jube bits.
Yeah, I think the light has changed and it's kind of bringing out more of the sea glass. So
the light has changed. Yeah. It's getting darker. But I think the sun's setting on the other side of those houses. It looks absolutely gorgeous there.
Yeah, and it's not too cold.
No, it's not too cold today. I've just been saying we're about to get battered by the second wave of Storm Bert. And when I say Bert, I know what everybody's thinking.
Annie and Bert.
Yeah. Now, I wish I could do Ernie's voice. Bert. But I can't. No. Unfortunately, I can't.
No. But you know that Bert loves he loves pigeons and he does a pigeon dance. There's one thing that he goes like that.
Nicole's doing a pigeon dance. Now, this is very impromptu, folks. I wasn't prepared for this at all. I'm going to turn away and look for a wee bit more sea glass whilst Nicole does that. But probably we'll wish her the very best.
Yeah.
Well, she hey, a wee bit brown. No, a wee bit brown. Yeah, the light has changed. We're really starting to see some. And all these little mermaids' tears. Now, maybe it's also, check those out.
Oh.
Just pop them down there, please. We're now seeing lots more of the really beautifully rounded jubey shaped bits.
Yeah, and there's lots of different colours. You see, once you put them together, you can see the green has lots of different shades. I've been lucky and I found a couple of lavender pieces as well.
I did as well, and we shall have a closer look at them in just a moment. In fact, do you know what? With the wind picking up, maybe this is the perfect time just to gather that up and put it with the rest of the glass that we found, and we shall take a look at our best finds of the day.
Okay.
Before Bert gets us. Now I think the tide is supposed to be at its lowest at the moment. It doesn't go out far today at all. I think it's only a 2 metre tide, but we are noticing the minute the tide is down, even just this far, we're finding lots and lots and lots of the little mermaids' tears that we know and love this part of the coast for. Look at that. Just really lovely wee pieces of glass, and there's quite a lot of it as well. Is that a blue piece? Nope, that's shell. But oh, check that out. Did you see that? The water just got it. I'm going to grab that away from the water. It's a beautiful piece of baby blue. Now it is a little bit shinier than I would like it to be, but nonetheless it is just a really lovely colour. And all this stuff is just coming out now as the tide has become, I'm repeating myself now. It's at the lowest point of the tide, so really just on the edge of the tides is where we're finding this beautiful, beautiful mermaid's tear glass, and some of the interesting colours as well. Some lovely shells down here too. Now you can probably see how low the sun is by looking at the way it's reflecting. Maybe you can't see, but it's reflecting off the caravans up there on the hillside. So it's really just about to disappear behind the horizon. So, that being the case, despite the fact that we're now getting this interesting glass showing up, we're just going to have to come back here another day. Our time here today, I believe, is about done. And we should go and have a look at our best finds of the day. So, after having found those last few wee bits, I'm going to pop up and have a look with Nicole at our best finds of the day. But before we do that, I shall show you these last finds. Now, oh, that's quite a wee pile. We're going to have a wee look at that pile in a second. Yeah. Now, last wee finds just as the tide is going out.
Ooh.
It's a shame, isn't it? If we had better tides today or better times, I know that I was just being lapped by the last waves when I managed to jump in bravely, heroically, some might say. Just
right into the water.
Right into the water. I mean, I've got it on film, me just wading through the waves to get that. Anyway,
I'll pop
Talking
these
nonsense.
to my finds. So I think we've done incredibly well. Look at all these amazing Mermaid's tiers, super smooth, and we even found a couple of really nice blues. I don't know if you can see it. This one here, that is actually an amazing blue. And then you found the light blue, so that's two really nice pieces. We both found a couple of pieces of lavender, but I think they're somewhere buried
You can see some of them. There's one there, there's one there.
Yeah.
That one's more lavender than that one.
Yeah. So I think I'm definitely going to be able to make a couple of really nice pieces of jewellery from these pieces. And well, it was lovely to be out between Storm Bert.
Between the two Berts, you could say. Bert and Bert. Bert and Bertier. I don't know if it's going to get Bertier next week, or if this is the Bertiest it's going to be.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed. Nonsense. Let's scoop that all up then and we'll get back off to the car.
To Storm Bert for churning up all these amazing treasures today. We've done incredibly well. Now it only remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a minute to subscribe. An extra special thanks goes out to everybody who's been supporting the channel through Etsy and through Ko-fi donations. That makes a massive difference and it keeps the lights on. See you next week.